Loki season 2 trailer, John. We've just watched it.
You can't feel our colours for this, cunts.
We're going to talk about the red and blue album again, but
It's clearly not updated.
that's okay. But Loki season 2 trailer, John. We watched it.
Here we go.
We reviewed for season 1, of course. We didn't do a watch along. That was back in the days before we were getting strikes.
Looking back to those days.
Yeah, good old days.
Yeah.
Loki season 2. What did you make of the trailer, John? I loved it. Same feel as the season 1. I felt not too many big jumps away from the sort of theme and the sort of tone of season 1. Kang, very underplayed in the trailer as well. I think we only saw him once, maybe in that circus.
That's good for me because I've still not seen Ant-Man.
yeah.
So I've not actually seen the so-called definitive sort of Majors Kang performance to date. So I need to go and watch that. I need to go and watch Guardians. I've got a lot of catching up to do, Stephen. I've not seen Secret Invasion. And see, to be honest with you, when you've got guys like Campea, who are usually the most fucking shilliest of shills of Marvel content, when they're saying that the ending is just fucking destruction on an unknown scale of what's came before and what's presumably going to come afterwards. Look, I'm a fan of Amelia Clark, as you know, fucking brilliant actor.
John, you'd like to marry her.
I don't know if I'd like to marry her.
Let's get it straight.
I've never met her, but certainly a very good looking woman. Let's be fucking true. Getting a little bit too thin now, though. I've noticed she's lost a bit of weight. You get a grip with that, Amelia. You don't want to be too skinny. No one likes a fucking lollipop.
No, with those eyebrows.
No, you need to put a little bit of weight on in the face. You look better with the weight in the face. Much as I'm a fan of her, you can't be giving her about 50 million fucking powers for every superhero and villain who's been in the MCU today. I've not seen it yet. That is a spoiler. Sorry if anybody's come in and fucking not seen it either. I don't think I'm going to watch Secret Invasion. Stephen, I am completely disconnected from the Kree Skrull stuff. I checked out of that after Captain Marvel, and I've never checked back in. And to be honest with you, I've checked out of Marvel a little bit in the last year or two.
I think,
it's
John,
concerning.
that's your nature, though. You step out of something that's hard to get you back in the door.
A fucking shield behind me, though. You know what happened? It was him going.
Yeah, I think it was
and
as well.
And fucking Iron Man going.
I mean, the Eternals, I thought it was okay. I know you like Shang-Chi. I thought it was okay.
Shang-Chi. And you know what? I seen Simu Liu was on with Uncle Roger.
Yeah.
Fucking yes, man. Those two were the sort of partnership I didn't realise I needed in my life. They were cooking, I can't remember what they cooked, but they cooked something and it looked tremendous. He brought in takeaway.
How well does Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson work together, though?
Fantastic.
Again in this trailer,
that's another dynamic duo I didn't realise I needed in my life. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. I
can imagine on set Hiddleston actually impersonating him because he does a good impersonation.
Oh, he does, Stephen.
But I can imagine him actually winding him up. Like,
you ever seen the video of Tom getting suited and booted in I think it's like a Louis Vuitton suit?
The Edinburgh accent.
The Edinburgh accent. How fucking good is the accent? I think his mother or his father is from Scotland. So he's half Scottish. He does do a brilliant accent. He's very good. He is a great guy. Love Tom. And he is a driving factor in my excitement for this show, Stephen, because what he delivered with Owen Wilson. And to be fair, the Sylvie actress was brilliant as well. She's got quite a weird name, I think. A mental Italian kind of name. Yeah. They were the sort of standouts. And obviously Kang came in at the end and nearly stole the show.
I don't think he made it, though. I mean, it was fantastic without him. We were waiting for him, but
that fucking cliffhanger at the end.
Everything about it, though, the sort of feel to it, the tone of it, that sort of creepy animated clock thing.
Yeah, miss time or something.
Minute or something.
Miss minute, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see from this trailer as well, if you've seen it, folks. The miss minute, but it reminded me of Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I was actually going to go with
Man.
I was going to go with Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
it had Willy Wonka vibes.
Yeah,
but it's this sort of malevolent creature that's kind of hiding a wolf in sheep's clothes, if you'd like.
Yeah,
and it's going full on fucking batshit crazy.
Now,
it was kind of like
did
that.
Did Loki come out before No Way Home? Was this the first sort of multiverse sort of?
Loki came out. It came out after WandaVision, and I think before No Way Home.
WandaVision was the start of it, wasn't it?
It was the start of a sort of pocket universe, and multiversal shit. Then I think it was Loki. Then it was No Way Home.
Yeah.
And obviously Multiverse of Madness, which I
think No Way Home kind of peaked.
It did, Oh, it was unbelievable. They should have left that. Yeah, you're right, Stephen. But then we wouldn't have had that, and it would have just been a sea of fucking whelming.
Multiverse of Madness was just such a letdown, wasn't it? It was just a strange idea of having Wanda as the main character in a Doctor Strange film.
And then Elizabeth Olsen just disappears off into the sunset.
Yeah, doesn't want to do it now.
Fuck Elizabeth, come on.
Yeah, what are you playing at? Come on. Great character, great actor.
She has to come back. She has to.
Yeah.
Certainly has to. You have to get this vision stuff.
If the money's right, she will come back, John.
What was I going to say though? Loki.
Yeah,
Stephen, it was that multiversal story, but the cliffhanger at the end of season 1, what I see in the season 2 trailer is the way they're explaining that now. He is obviously been trapped in another universe, or maybe it's his universe and everyone else has been trapped in another universe, but the ramifications are that he is slipping between universes perpetually at the moment, constantly slipping. And a little effect, it put me in mind of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Hallows. I think it was I don't know if it's this, I can't remember the name, but it's like apparating, where they can apparate in and out, but they hold a port key or something like that. I've not watched Harry Potter in a long time, I need to go in and watch it, but it's that sort of effect where it kind of like unravels or ravels. Oh, get a little
bit of feedback there.
So it was kind of, it gave me vibes of Harry Potter when they were sort of transporting, apparating to different regions.
Yeah.
That little effect when he was slipping in between universes. Lots of brilliant locations, Steve. We had a Western moment.
Yeah.
And then we had obviously Tom doing his sort of audition for Bond at the end, where there was free and this sort of frilly fucking tuxedo get up. They say 200% more Tom Hiddleston in this article, and you certainly get that in the trailer. It's Tom front and centre. And I'm all for that. Because you certainly didn't get that in the first one. It was a sort of split between Sylvie and Loki, and I felt it was necessary.
I felt when they were suggesting this series, John, for season 1, I did expect it to be quite multiversal and very complex, but it wasn't really, was it? Sophie Di Martino,
yeah.
I think it was quite a straightforward good versus evil storyline. I think the only time we really got it was when Loki came into the show at the very. He obviously jumped through the portal from Endgame, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And appeared obviously with the. I can't remember what that setup was called. What was it? The sort of organisation.
Time Variance Authority.
TVA, yeah. And it was great. You know, I don't think it was too confusing for anyone coming into this with fresh eyes or a lack of understanding of what the multiverse could potentially be. But I think in this season, John, they're going to really ramp it up now. And just in that headline alone, saying 200% more Tom Hiddleston means we're going to get different variants of this character. How complex that story is going to be, I'm not sure. I'm kind of worried about that to an extent, but I don't know. Where's that coming from?
I think that's from Twitch. Sorry, mate. I was looking for the chat. I don't know if you're even still there, but how you doing?
20 minutes ago.
We used to have restream chat, but I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Yeah, it disappeared out of OBS, and I've not even got the fucking app or nothing now. What's going on here? We're getting like a random fucking mental intro happening. Is this behind? Yeah, it's behind. It's all good. Don't worry about that. We'll pause that.
But did you have any concerns, John, in terms of how complex this storyline could go in season 2?
Yeah, no, Steve, because ultimately it is a complex storyline. You've got multiversal versions. What was it they're calling them again? Fuck, what were they calling them? Wasn't a replicant, that's fucking Blade Runner. It was something like that, wasn't it? Yeah, there was a name for it. The different versions of Loki and other characters.
It's almost been 2 years since we've seen that.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's fucking mental how time's flying. It really is. Despite having that and the complexity, for me it was all about Loki. The main version of Loki, and even Sylvie popped through and became quite a prominent character. It was about them, their interactions, discovering himself through this world, because of course, Stephen, this is Loki as we know him from the Avengers when he was a villain in season 1. So he had to go through a sort of expedited maturing process.
He did, yeah.
And he really discovers himself in that show and matures a fucking hell of a lot. Yeah. Maybe even more so than what he did in 10 years of storytelling through the movies.
Yeah.
So it was all about that character and Tom getting to display his brilliant acting. And obviously you had the important side characters. Was it Mobius or something like that? Was it something like that, wasn't it? The Owen Wilson character.
Yep.
It was all about that. It was a sort of human demigod, if that's what fucking Loki is. Stuff that was going on in the show. The sort of time slipping and multiversal stuff was almost secondary for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Even when he was looping with, I think it was an X-Flame, and she kept slapping them and beating them up.
That's right, yeah.
It was just about hewing and sort of shaping this character.
I thought visually as well, John, and you know, I know obviously WandaVision came before it, and visually that was striking.
Yeah,
but it was a contained story and a contained sort of location. But it was really good looking. But in this, they took it to another level. It was the kind of stuff you dream about when you're small and you're watching the likes of Doctor Who, and that's the kind of visuals you want to see. You know, and we're at that stage now, and it does have that sort of Doctor Who feel to it.
Even the little musical bit.
Yeah,
it was kind of Who-esque.
Yep.
So yeah, it's weird how you can. There's sort of little inspiration.
October it comes out, John.
Yeah, October. Not long ago.
Yeah, by then
it feels like October just now.
Hopefully, we'll still have the channel by then.
Yeah, I think we will.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
But this will be on CineWeb Play, which is our alternative channel, which we have set up for continuity.
Yeah.
Just in case this channel gets striked into the fucking shadow realm.
Yeah.
The abyss.
Yeah, abyss.
That's it.
It's Chris Eubank.
It's like Mike Navrocki, aka Hayden Christensen, just signed for Celtic. Incredible. We always needed Anakin Skywalker, and now he's come back to fulfil the prophecy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Really enjoyed the trailer. Enjoyed Tom in it. And really enjoyed having Owen Wilson back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
sure.
Sort of taking the piss out of him when he was doing his dialogue. But yeah, it looks good, man. Really looking forward to it. It's one of the few Marvel properties right now doing its thing that I'm still invested in.
Yeah.
And I just hope to God that
it might get you back in the door, John. It might get you back in. Yeah. John, I know I've
you watched Guardians.
I've watched
Guardians.
Guardians is fantastic, John. I've seen
I need a grip, period.
The only one I've not seen is the Thor one, Thor Love and Thunder.
I've seen that. It was shit. Don't watch it.
Because I'm not really fussed about it.
Although Mike, who comes in, quite liked for Love and Thunder. I just thought it was incredible.
Ant-Man Quantumania was fine. It was a fucking weird, but it was expected it to be, you know. And I watch it and Paul Rudd's in anyway. But
Stephen, do you remember a couple of years ago we would never miss a Marvel release ever?
I don't think it was down to fatigue either, John. I think you're right. I think
it's just the quality.
I think just obviously Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans not being there, they were such a big presence. And we get that they have to move on. The actors can't commit to their whole life to playing these roles, but and things do evolve. But I've asked this question many times in terms of where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to go eventually. Is it going to have to end at some point? Because if characters are dying off and getting killed off, you're not going to see them again.
No.
You know, you've got and
I feel like it's time for them to, after these Avengers movies that are coming in a couple of years, to just cut. That's
have a break.
End. Yeah. Have a break for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and then recast and come in, and then we can do the X-Men, Marvel, all these amazing storylines with a fresh lick of paint. Yeah. Because you can't continue on long term with Marvel content and not have fucking Iron Man. You just can't. I know they're pondering Iron, it's not Laddie, it's Iron Heart, I think.
Yeah.
They're trying to fill the gaps.
And they've obviously evolved the Captain America.
And I love Tony Mackie.
Tony Mackie's
and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that character, that variant. That's the name, variant. It wasn't a replicant, it was a variant.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what they do with him. And obviously with your man, Russell, Wyatt Russell.
Yep.
As your man, I'm blanking on his name. Bastard.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? US fucking...
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't know.
Fucking Marine, shit, Captain America.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to seeing where they go with that. Whether that's going to factor into Captain America 4, I think they're calling
it.
Yeah. Stephen, they need to do something. They need to change something, because something has went drastically wrong with Marvel in the last year and a half, 2 years. I don't know what it is. I don't get paid the money to make those decisions, but there is something wrong.
I don't think it's fatigue though from the fans. I think you make good films, people will watch them. I just don't think the standards there. I don't think they have the blueprint they once had.
No.
They don't have the long-term plan. You mentioned that, John, they're too busy trying to shoehorn everything in to connect with each other. They're forgetting about good storytelling.
And what did they do previously? It was brilliant individual stories, and then they connected it in an organic manner.
Yeah.
Sometimes after the film.
Yeah.
You don't. Not everything has to be about connective tissue.
Just stick in Samuel Jackson. to connect it.
See, we're missing guys like that, Steve.
Yeah.
This is what we're missing, man. I know he's still floating about, but
He's
he
in
was
that.
such a prominent
He's in that, obviously, Secret
Invasion,
Invasion, isn't he?
yeah.
But nah, I'm not. I don't know what it is. You know, I'll still watch the Ant-Man films. I still watch the Doctor Strange ones, and perhaps maybe Captain Marvel. I'm not really sure. I've not seen the Marvels, so again,
Marvel is not out yet.
Yeah,
To be fair,
Yeah.
I've not. Stephen, I can rime off all of the things I've not seen in the last 2
Marvel.
years.
Sorry, I meant
Not seen Miss Marvel. I've not seen Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love Oscar Isaac. I've not seen that. I've not seen Eternals. I've not seen Guardians yet, but I'm going to watch it. I've not seen
John,
Ant-Man,
I think the last
Quantumania.
thing you get really excited about in terms of MCU was that horror one that we.
I fucking loved
reacted to.
that. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
The werewolf. Fucking God, what was it called
By
again?
Night or something. I
Werewolf
can't
by
remember.
Night.
Was
I
that
loved
what it was? Yeah.
It was
yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love those fucking mental old school black and white horror movies.
Yeah.
You'd see like Peter Cushing popping up. I love that, man.
Yeah.
Grew up with my grandfather watching shit like that.
Hammer, yeah.
Hammer,
Yeah.
yeah, and that went back and sort of tapped into that. I just loved it.
Yeah.
And I loved the
Fantastic.
shortness of it. It was succinct, they had a story to tell.
Yeah.
It was a part of this universe we hadn't explored before. I just loved it, man.
Yeah.
The humour was on point. It was great.
It'll be interesting to see where they go with that as well, John. But we're going to move on.